The story begins inside a laboratory where we see a young man working alone. Behind him, a phone call is playing. On the screen, the contact name reads Ran. A girl's voice is calling someone named Chan, sounding worried and emotional. In the next scene, we see the same young man at a stationery shop. He buys a pen and asks the shopkeeper to engrave the name Ha-Ran on it. The scene cuts, and we now see that same pen in the hands of our heroine, Song Ha-Ran. She is extremely happy because a design she submitted to her company has just won first place. Excitedly, she tells a hoodie-wearing guy about it. She says that the signature engraved on the pen he gave her inspired her design. The company loved it, and she became the winner. Song thanks him warmly and calls him her savior. Later, we see the young man standing alone in a college-like place. He is remembering something Song once told him. She had said that she loves the smell that comes from the soil just before it rains, that fresh, earthy scent when rain first touches the ground. At that time, he had started explaining scientifically why that smell happens. But Song had stopped him, saying, "You started again. You always ruin my mood with your science explanations." He just gave a small smile. Song had also told him that he should try enjoying the rain like that at least once. So later, we see him standing outside in the rain, actually trying it. Slowly, he begins to smile. For the first time, he understands what she meant. After that, we also see him drawing her and looking happy while doing it. Meanwhile, Song is at her office, staring at an airplane in the sky. She softly says she wishes she could meet the moon. A girl nearby teases her, saying, "You mean your boyfriend? The one studying in Boston?" Another woman named Eun Chai joins the conversation and says that he is usually busy. Someone asks Eun Chai how she knows Song's boyfriend. She casually replies, "Because he's my younger brother." Everyone bursts into laughter, and Song shyly lowers her head. It turns out Eun Chai is their manager. She then announces that everyone will get 4 days off from work. Song becomes extremely happy. She immediately decides that she will go to Boston to meet her boyfriend, Chan. She records a sweet video and sends it to him, saying that she is coming to Boston to surprise him. Soon, Song arrives in Boston and gets into a taxi to meet Chan. On the other hand, Chan watches her video message. The moment he realizes she is coming, he suddenly starts running somewhere urgently. He reaches a building and opens a gate. But the moment the gate opens, boom, a massive explosion happens. Everything is destroyed in seconds, and Chan is thrown far away by the blast. At the same time, Song arrives at the college campus. The explosion had happened just moments before she reached there. People are running toward the accident site in panic. Suddenly, Song receives a phone call. It is from Chan's sister, Eun Chai. With a trembling voice, she tells Song that Chan is dead. We see many injured people lying around after the explosion. Among them, we also see Chan, badly hurt and unconscious. And this tragic moment changes everything. Then the story moves forward. 7 years later, we now see a beautiful model at a photo shoot. Many photographers are clicking pictures. The atmosphere looks professional and busy. Suddenly, the boss arrives. Her name is Kim Bong. She confidently instructs everyone on how to take proper photos of the models and how to style them correctly. Everyone listens carefully. After she finishes speaking, the staff starts clapping for her. But Kim Bong stops them and says, "You shouldn't clap for me. You should clap for the person who is truly in charge of everything here." And that person is none other than Song Ha-Ran. Song is the main designer and the real head behind all the creative work. However, she is not present there. Most of the staff members whisper that she is always missing and rarely shows up. Here, one girl apologizes on her behalf, saying she might not be able to come today. We then learn that this girl is Song's younger sister, Young. The scene cuts to Song. We see her standing alone on top of a tall building. She is wearing earphones and listening to something. She looks distant and lost in her thoughts. As always, she stares at an airplane flying across the sky. The moment she sees it, her eyes slowly fill with emotion. It reminds her of the past of Chan. Then, the scene shifts to Korea's airport. There, we meet an American man named Ben. He looks confused because his friend has suddenly disappeared. He keeps asking, "Where did he go?" At the same time, we see that missing friend happily taking photos with random people at the airport. He is very friendly and cheerful. And this man looks exactly like Chan. But now, People call him Woojin. He later joins Ben in the car. While sitting near the window, he stretches his hand outside. We notice that his hand is badly burned. The scars are still visible. Soon, they arrive for a meeting with a man named Mr. Yoon. Meanwhile, back at Song's office, the staff is working as usual, but Song is missing again. Yang sighs and says, like always, she disappeared again. No one even knows where she is. The scene changes to a quiet cafe. There, we see Song sitting alone, drawing in her sketchbook. She looks peaceful but distant. On the other hand, Woojin is now enjoying his time in Korea. He keeps sending photos to Ben. While taking pictures of some flowers, he suddenly notices one flower break and fall to the ground. For a moment, he just stares at it quietly. Back in the cafe, the owner, Mr. Park, brings Song her coffee. He also gives her a card for a painting exhibition and tells her, "You should go and see this. It might inspire you." In the next scene, we see Woojin at that same painting exhibition. He is calmly looking at the artwork displayed on the walls. Suddenly, he notices a woman standing in front of a painting. He slowly walks and stands beside her. When he finally sees her face clearly, he freezes. It is Song Ha-ran. His eyes widen. He looks shocked and emotional at the same time. It feels like the past has suddenly come back to life. But when he turns slightly and looks around, she is already gone. Woojin quickly begins following her outside. At that moment, Song is looking at the exhibition card again while walking. Nearby, construction work is going on. Workers are lifting heavy pipes above. Suddenly, some large pipes start falling from above. Just as the heavy pipes are about to fall on Song, Woojin loudly shouts her name from behind. Because of that sudden voice, she stops walking. The construction materials fall right in front of her, not on her. She is saved. Song quickly turns around to see who called her name. But strangely, no one is there. Later at home, she keeps staring at the exhibition card and thinks deeply. Who is that person who called me? The next day, we see Woojin again. He is presenting his animated characters to Kim Bong and her team. Several staff members are also present in the room. Woojin confidently explains the concept and background of his character designs, but Kim Bong shows no reaction at all. Then Woojin presents one of her old projects and says that he personally went to France to present her very first project live. Hearing this, Kim Bong finally agrees to work with him. Woojin becomes extremely happy. Excitedly, he moves closer to her to take a selfie. The staff members try to stop him, telling him to keep his distance. But surprisingly, Kim Bong allows him to take the selfie. Everyone in the room is shocked. It is the first time she has shown such a soft side. After that, Woojin says he will go downstairs to get some of his belongings and will be back soon. Meanwhile, Kim Bong looks at his animation character again on the tablet. She notices that the face of the character looks familiar, like someone she knows. Downstairs, Woojin picks up a pen drive and walks into the gallery area. Suddenly, he notices a pen placed on a table. As soon as he picks it up, he freezes. Standing right in front of him is Song. And that pen is the same pen he had given her years ago. At the same time, Kim Bong upstairs is saying that the character's face looks similar to Song. Here, Woojin completely pauses. He cannot move. Song calmly asks him, "Are you here for the collaboration?" He softly replies, "Yes." Song introduces herself properly and says, "Nice to meet you. I'm Song Ha-ran." But Woojin just keeps staring at her, unable to speak. After a few seconds, Song leaves. We then see Woojin in the restroom, trying to calm himself down. There, he learns that Song is the lead designer of this company. Soon, he returns to the meeting room. Song also walks in. Kim Bong introduces them formally. "This is your lead designer. You will be working with her. Her name is Song." Then Kim Bong asks Woojin, "The face of your character, who is it based on? Does it resemble someone?" Woojin quickly replies, "No, I just created it from my imagination." At that moment, Yang speaks up and says, "The face looks exactly like my sister." Hearing this, Woojin gets so nervous that he accidentally spills coffee all over himself. Kim Bong tells someone to give him a new shirt, and the meeting ends there. After that, outside, we see Song sitting alone. An employee comes and hands her a shirt, saying, "Please give this to him." At the same time, we see Woojin inside a room, removing his stained shirt. Song walks toward the changing room to give Woojin his new shirt. He stands near the door, and she accidentally pushes it open. Because of that, Woojin falls slightly forward, and at that moment, he is not wearing anything on his upper body. Song freezes. His chest is exposed, and we clearly see a large scar and a tattoo on it. For a second, both of them are shocked and embarrassed. Without saying anything, they quickly move away and go into separate rooms. In the next scene, we see Woo Jin with Ben. Woo Jin suddenly says, "I can't work on this project. I'm leaving." Ben looks confused and upset. "You never act like this. What's wrong with you?" Woo Jin doesn't answer properly. Ben gets angry and walks away. Later, Ben returns to the room and doesn't see Woo Jin's belongings. He thinks Woo Jin has already left. Just then, Ben receives a call from his boss asking how the meeting went. Ben is about to say something about Woo Jin, but suddenly, Woo Jin comes out of the restroom, smiling and talking cheerfully in front of the boss, as if nothing happened. Ben looks confused. After that, Ben leaves to get some food. Inside, we hear Woo Jin whisper to himself, "I just need to survive 3 months. I can handle it." Meanwhile, we see someone secretly following Song and taking pictures of her. The scene shifts to Kim Bong's house. Her granddaughter, Se-jin, comes in happily and shows her top grades. She ranked first. After that, she goes upstairs. Soon, Song arrives home too. Kim Bong asks her, "Where were you?" But Song avoids answering and goes straight to her room. Here, we come to know that Kim Bong is actually their grandmother and also their boss. Kim Bong follows her and says she wants to talk. She suggests that Song should meet a photographer Yoon for dating because he is a very good person. But Song calmly replies, "I'm not interested in dating." She refuses and closes the conversation. Later that night, Kim Bong is seen looking at an old book, lost in thought. The next morning, Kim Bong is sitting in the living room. Young comes downstairs while exercising. The television is on, and the news is showing the construction accident, the same one where Song was almost hit by falling pipes. Before Kim Bong can see it clearly, Young quickly turns the TV off. Young then goes to Song's room. She tells her sister, "You should watch where you're walking." The news had mentioned that someone saved the girl by shouting her name from behind, but the man's face was not shown. Both sisters remember that the clothes described in the news looked exactly like what Woo Jin was wearing in the meeting. Young says, "How did he know your name? You two just met at the meeting." Song tries to stay calm and says, "Anyone could wear similar clothes." The next day at the office, Song goes to try on some outfits for work. There, she finds Woo Jin's shirt. She picks it up and says, "This is the animator's shirt." She looks at the shirt carefully and then looks at a photo as well, thinking deeply. Song keeps looking at the shirt carefully and says, "This is the same shirt he was wearing that day." Suddenly, she finds something inside the shirt pocket. It is the exhibition card. Now she understands everything. The day she went to the exhibition was the same day of the construction accident. That means the person who saved her by shouting her name was Woo Jin. At home, Song writes the name Chan on a piece of paper again and again, wondering, "Who are you?" On the other side, we see Woo Jin sitting alone, remembering old memories. In his flashback, Song is smiling and saying, "I love you." The next day, Song goes to her office. She feels like someone is watching her. She notices that someone is secretly taking her pictures. Her sister Young comes to her and asks, "Who is that? Who is stalking you?" Young quickly takes Song's phone, does something on it, and then puts it back quietly. Later, at the cafe, Song sits alone and thinks, could the person following me be Woo Jin? Just then, she receives a message from Kim Bong. It says, "Come to the hotel at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, we see Mr. Kim holding his chest in pain. He doesn't look well. At that moment, Woo Jin arrives there and starts playing with Mr. Kim's dog. It seems Woo Jin has been visiting him for a few days, so they already know each other. Mr. Kim looks at Woo Jin's face and says, "What happened to you? Why do you look so troubled?" Woo Jin notices a harmonica nearby and asks, "Do you play this?" Mr. Kim smiles and says, "I used to play it when I lived in my village." He mentions the name of his hometown, Chuncheon. He explains that when he was looking through his old belongings, he found the harmonica, and it brought back many memories. When Woo Jin hears the word memories, his expression changes. He becomes quiet and sad. He thinks to himself, "No matter how much I try to forget everything, one memory always comes back." Mr. Kim tells him to sit and wait while he quickly goes somewhere. Woo Jin notices a piano in the room and slowly starts playing it. At the same time, we see Kim Bong with Song. Song asks, "What meeting are you talking about? Where are you taking me?" Kim Bong is actually trying to introduce her to a photographer for dating. Song immediately refuses. Kim Bong says, "It's been 7 years. You should try dating someone. How long will you stay alone?" Song's eyes fill with emotion. She replies softly, "I like being alone. I want to live like this." Later, we see Kim Bong sitting in the car, lost in her thoughts. A flashback begins. We see a young Song. Her parents are killed in an accident. She becomes an orphan at a very young age. Another flashback shows Song at the airport, returning home after Chan's death, telling everyone that he is gone. Back in the present, Kim Bong becomes emotional, remembering everything Song has suffered. 7 years ago, Song lost the man she loved, whose name was Chan. And since then, she has been living alone, carrying all the pain inside her heart. Here, we see Song walking alone on the street. Suddenly, she receives a message from her grandmother, Kim Bong. The message says, "At least go and meet him. Otherwise, he will be sitting there alone." Meanwhile, we see Mr. Kim pouring wine into 2 glasses. He gently says, "The more you try to forget your memories, the more they come back to you. You just have to let things flow the way they are." On the other side, Song arrives to meet the photographer. She sits and talks politely with him. But then she notices someone entering the place. It's Woo Jin. The moment he sees her, he turns around and walks out. Song immediately follows him and stops him from the front. She looks straight into his eyes and says, "That day, you were the one who stopped me before the accident, right?" Then she asks the question she has been holding inside. How do you know my name? Who are you?" Woo Jin stands there silently. Inside his heart, he says to himself, "There's someone I need to meet. Because of her, I am still alive. Because of her, I am still breathing." We then see a flashback. We see Chan opening the gate, and suddenly, the huge explosion happens. He is severely injured in the blast and is rushed to the hospital. Then the story moves forward 3 months later. Chan is no longer in the United States. He is now in Korea. We learn something shocking. Chan has lost his memory. He doesn't remember his past, his life, or even who he is. The only thing he remembers is one sentence, Song saying, "I love you, Chan." That one memory is the only thing left in his mind. We see him trying to draw her face again and again. He tries hard to remember more, but nothing comes back. Then we see a scene where Chan is sitting in a car. He suddenly spots Song walking on the street and starts following her. Just when he is about to reach her, fireworks begin in the sky. The loud noise makes his ears hurt badly. His ears were damaged in the explosion, and loud sounds trigger his pain. At that moment, everything suddenly comes back to him. All his memories return, and we finally learn the truth. The man Song truly loved was someone else. His full name was Kong Chan. He was Song's boyfriend. Kong Chan was always busy with his work. Many times, he would make his friend, Chan, sit in his place and reply to Song's messages for him. Slowly, Chan started talking to Song through messages on Kong Chan's laptop. One day, Kong Chan left for a trip and accidentally took Chan's laptop with him, while Chan was left with Kong Chan's laptop, the one that had all of Song's messages. Because of that mistake, Chan kept replying to her messages. That is how their connection started. Here, I confirmed that his name was Chan, but after his memory loss, his name is Woo Jin, so we also call him Woo Jin, so don't be confused. Back to the present. Song is still asking him, "Who are you? How do you know me?" He is crying silently. He quickly wipes his tears and says, "It's nothing. I just got emotional for no reason. You're thinking too much." But Song is not convinced. She shows him a ticket she found in his pocket and says, "Then what is this? Why are you following me? Why are you taking my pictures? Are you stalking me?" She even shows him proof on her phone and says, "That day you called my name. How did you know my name is Song?" Woo Jin takes out his phone and opens her website. He explains, "Before coming for the collaboration, I searched your name on your company website. That's how I knew." Then Song asks, "But how did you recognize me so quickly that day?" He replies honestly, "At the exhibition, you were looking at a painting. I saw you from the side. I just didn't tell you before. I'm sorry." Hearing all this, Song says, "Maybe I misunderstood everything." Song starts to walk away, but she stops, turns back, and asks one more question. "What were you doing at this hotel? And why did you suddenly run outside?" He explains calmly, "I'm staying at this hotel. I just came outside to pick up something." After hearing this, Song finally leaves. Behind her, Woo Jin thinks deeply, who is really following her? As Song walks away, we see that someone is indeed secretly following her again. Woo Jin notices it and quickly tells Song, someone is following you. Both of them start chasing the mysterious person. As Song and Woo Jin chase the stalker, we see that Yang is also secretly following them. While running, Yang almost crashes into something and is about to fall. But suddenly, Mr. Yoon appears and catches her just in time, saving her from falling. Meanwhile, Song and Woo Jin finally corner the stalker. The stalker throws something towards Song, but before it can hit her, Woo Jin quickly steps in front of her. The liquid hits his jacket instead. He grabs the attacker, and we are shocked to see that the stalker is actually a girl. In the next scene, everyone is at the police station. The police officer asks what exactly was thrown at Song. Woo Jin starts explaining in scientific terms what chemicals were mixed in it. He says it was something similar to chlorine. We then learn that the girl used to work with Song before. She angrily says, everyone liked you only because your grandmother is powerful. She was the boss, so you got all the awards and attention. She did all of this out of jealousy. But surprisingly, Song decides not to press any charges. She walks out of the station quietly. Outside, Song turns to Yang and asks, how did you know I was here? Yang nervously replies, that day, I put a tracker in your phone. I followed you. At the same time, Mr. Yoon arrives there as well. He had followed Yang when he saw her running. Song gets angry at her sister and scolds her loudly. Why did you do something like that? She raises her voice more than usual. Yang gently stops her and says, I'm fine. I'm standing right here in front of you. Then she hugs Song tightly. After that, both sisters thank Woo Jin for saving Song. Yang notices that Woo Jin's jacket is completely damaged because of the chemical that was thrown. Song looks at him and softly says, I'm sorry for everything. Even before. She is referring to the time when she accused him of stalking her. But Woo Jin calmly replies, nothing happened, and he starts walking away. Yang whispers to Song, why did you say sorry for before? Song admits, because I shouted at him and accused him. Just then, the police officers come outside and say, where did that man go? He needs treatment. Hearing this, Song quickly runs after Woo Jin. She finds him and notices that his hand is injured. She immediately takes out her credit card and says, charge the hospital bill and the cost of your jacket to me. She tries to give him her card. Woo Jin looks at her and says jokingly, are you a lawyer? I thought you were a designer. Even in pain, he tries to lighten the mood. But even then, she hands the card back and says softly, all of this happened because of me. I really don't like it when someone gets hurt because of me. After saying that, she quietly walks away. While Woo Jin stands there confused and hurt, he keeps asking himself, why does this keep happening again and again? Later, Song returns home. There, Miss Kim starts scolding her. She says angrily, how long are you going to keep living like this? It's clear she is frustrated with Song's behavior. Meanwhile, Song's sister, Yang, tries to cover for her. When Miss Kim asks who Song was with earlier, she quickly replies that it was just a boy. She then goes to Song and tells her, keep telling them you're meeting a guy. That way, they won't disturb you. And you don't need to thank me for this. I'll handle it. Then Yang asks about the animator's injured hand. Song replies, I gave him my card. If there are any charges, he can contact me. But Yang gets upset and says, at least you should have had dinner with him. That's the least you could do. You're not like this normally. She then suggests, why don't you gift him some new clothes? And this time, go and give them to him yourself. As Song is about to leave, she stops at the gate. Suddenly, we see a flashback. In the past, Song washed everyone's sandals and refused to let anyone go outside. She was extremely scared and kept saying, no one should go out. Something bad could happen. In the end, we see Young looking at her with concern before walking away. On the other side, at the hotel, Woo Jin receives a package. It contains new clothes sent by Song. He wonders how she even knew his room number. Then he remembers that he had shown her his card earlier, which mentioned the hotel where he was staying. It starts raining outside. Woo Jin grabs an umbrella and goes downstairs to find her. When he reaches the entrance, he sees Song standing in the rain, feeling the raindrops with her hands. He remembers how much she loves doing this. He walks toward her and opens the umbrella, but it turns out to be broken. Embarrassed, he says, wait here, I'll get another one. As Song looks at him, she begins to think. He explains everything with science, just like Chan used to. He even talked the same way at the police station. Why are they so similar? But at this moment, Song doesn't know the truth. The person standing in front of her is not someone else. He is actually Chan, the boyfriend she once knew. Just then, a girl approaches Song and says, "You're alive? You suddenly disappeared after telling everyone you were going to the US. Where have you been all this time?" At this moment, she insists, "I've already booked my wedding in this hotel. You'll have to come." But she doesn't really listen to the person speaking. Instead, she walks into the hotel on her own. Then Woo Jin quietly takes her to his room. There's no umbrella yet, so Woo Jin asks the hotel staff to bring one. The two of them wait, but it takes a long time for the umbrella to arrive. While waiting, Song notices a small plant in front of her. Shortly after, Woo Jin's friend Ben arrives, and they meet briefly. Woo Jin begins behaving a little strangely, trying to keep his cool. Finally, he hands Song the umbrella and says, "Next time, we'll meet in a proper meeting." After that, he locks the door and lies down on the bed. Ben, noticing Woo Jin's odd behavior, asks, "Why are you acting so weird? Are you two dating?" Woo Jin quickly responds, "Nothing like that is happening. Don't you think we should be staying in a proper house instead of a hotel?" Meanwhile, Mr. Park is seen lifting some things but suddenly faints. At the same time, Song arrives at the coffee shop and sees all the items scattered. A sign nearby says he will return soon. She calls Mr. Park, but Woo Jin answers, saying he is sleeping. Song notices their dog at the shop and decides to take it home. The dog is playful and cute, and Young enjoys playing with it. Later, Song tells her grandmother Kim Bong about the dog and the coffee shop, mentioning the cafe owner as well. Here, we see Song. She thinks to herself about taking something for the dog. At home, Kim Bong encourages the dog to explore the garden, but suddenly the doorbell rings. It's Mr. Park returning, holding the dog and hugging it tightly. He thanks Kim Bong, ready to leave with the dog, but Kim Bong stops him, asking if he could get hurt in the park or if he really belongs to Chun Chun Village. He asks back, "Who are you?" At that moment, a flashback shows Mr. Park playing the harmonica long ago. Kim Bong appears in the memory, though her name back then was Nae Wong, and they were friends. In the present, we see both of them happy after meeting again. On the other side, Song arrives at the coffee shop and notices someone is already there. It's none other than Woo Jin. He tells her, "I'm going to stay here because I'm close to him. The hotel is next door, so I used to come here daily." He also mentions, "Mr. Park was the one who gave me that painting exhibition card." Song realizes that everything from before, the card, the attention, even the timing, connects back to him. At this moment, Song realizes, "So you're the one who answered my call." Woo Jin responds, "And you're the one taking care of their dog." On the other side, we see both of them talking, sharing a lighthearted moment, remarking that it feels like they are meeting after 50 years. The little dog listens quietly as they chat. Mr. Park notices, "You've become so famous. I didn't realize you were Nae Wong." Kim Bong then starts talking about Song, mentioning that she comes by the cafe daily and is close to them. Mr. Park responds that while she visits, they don't really talk much. He just makes coffee for her. Kim Bong reflects, "It's been 7 years, and yet I knew nothing about this." Mr. Park then recalls, "I first saw her 7 years ago." A flashback shows Song standing in the rain, completely drenched, as Mr. Park notices her for the first time. Back in the present, we see Song sketching quietly. Suddenly, she notices Woo Jin behind her. He accidentally knocks her phone, which slides toward her. The phone starts ringing. It's a call from Ben. Song first puts the phone on his left side, but Woo Jin suggests, "Try putting it on the right side." He then speaks with Ben. After that, Mr. Park arrives and thanks Song for taking care of the dog. Song asks, "Why are you keeping him at your home?" He responds, "I live alone. Having someone like him is good for me. He's a wonderful companion." Mr. Park observes, "I've never seen you laugh like this before." The next day, we see Song steps out of the elevator and sees her grandmother, Kim Bong, who asks for a paper from her. As she takes it, Song's phone rings, and she hands the file to Mr. Yoon. Kim Bong notices that the file has Woo Jin's name on it. She inspects it quietly, then returns the file and leaves. She instructs Mr. Yoon, "Keep an eye on these two," before heading back to her office. Meanwhile, Young appears and teases Mr. Yoon, saying, "You're like a robot. You have to do exactly as my grandmother says." Here, Song walks into her office and notices that Woo Jin has already made friends with everyone there. Later, all of them gather for a meeting. Kim Bong suggests, "Why don't we discuss all this over dinner?" After that, They arrive at the restaurant. Kim Bong leaves, leaving Woo Jin and Song alone. The waiter brings the menu, and Song hesitates to order. She notices the injury on Woo Jin's hand, which reminds her that she should go ahead and have dinner with him. Song decides, let's have dinner, and this time it's on me. The arrives and suggests a dish to Woo Jin, but he immediately says she won't like this one. Song raises an eyebrow. How do you know I won't like it? Woo Jin replies, most people don't. Trusting his judgment, Song lets it go. Then Song receives a message from Kim Bong, who advises, instead of writing his name on paper, keep it in your heart. Song realizes that when she had placed the file earlier, she had noticed the name inside. She says to Woo Jin, maybe my grandmother misunderstood. She saw the name when I wrote it, but it was because I thought he might be stalking me. Let her think what she wants, so she doesn't trouble me further. Meanwhile, Mr. Yoon brings a tablet to Kim Bong. She teases, you care a little too much. Here, suddenly, a loud noise from the speaker pierces Woo Jin's ears, causing him severe pain. Every small sound becomes unbearable, and he bolts from there, accidentally knocking a dish to the floor. At the same time, Song's pen falls, and a man passing by kicks it, sending it further away. Song rushes to Woo Jin's side, concerned. Are you okay? Let's go to the hospital. You might need some medicine. He explains, I don't like noisy places. I can't hear from my left ear at all. Sometimes small sounds get in, and it hurts. Song realizes from his explanation that he truly cannot hear from his left ear. Now Woo Jin's shirt is dirty. Song removes her own muffler and carefully wraps it around him. Woo Jin gratefully says, thank you for taking care of me. But if you give me this muffler, you might catch a cold. The next day, Song does catch a cold. Meanwhile, she notices that her pen is missing and searches everywhere. Woo Jin quietly observes her. After the meeting, Song returns to her office and finds her pen in her purse, but Song can't find her pen and suddenly remembers seeing it at the restaurant last time. Woo Jin, overhearing everything, notices her struggle. After that, Song goes to the hotel, asking around, but no one has found the pen. Woo Jin arrives and gently asks, did you find your pen? She replies, no, I didn't. Seeing her frustration, Woo Jin offers his own pen, but Song tries to return it. Woo Jin, slightly annoyed, says, how long are you going to wait here? It's just a pen. Song snaps back, what do you know? And why are you saying that? As she tries to leave, Woo Jin stops her, putting her coat back on her and saying, all right, I'm leaving now. Back at home, Woo Jin changes his clothes when Mr. Park arrives. He notices the tattoo on Woo Jin's chest and asks about its meaning. Woo Jin explains, it means you could die at any moment. You have to live your life without regrets. Mr. Park, seeing Woo Jin's care for plants, leaves a plant for him to take care of before departing. Woo Jin reflects, if I don't tell her, I'll regret it forever. I don't want to live with regrets. With that thought, he leaves the house and repeatedly calls Song. Song, meanwhile, is sitting outside the hotel, and Woo Jin finally reaches her. He apologizes for his earlier behavior and says, I don't want to live with regrets. I'll be leaving for the US in 3 months, but until then, I want to be here with you. I want to enjoy life with you. Don't think about the past or the future. Let's enjoy this moment together. Then, a flashback reveals that Woo Jin had once tried to take his own life, but Song's messages and notifications had interrupted him, saving him. Now, in the present, Woo Jin says, it's because of you that I came back twice. From now on, I'll treat you with care and respect. Woo Jin tells Song that he wants to stay by her side as a friend and treat her well. Now, we dive into Woo Jin's backstory. His mother leaves him, and he ends up living with his father. Woo Jin loves sketching, but his father disapproves. Because of this, he sends Woo Jin to the US. Later, Woo Jin's father comes to the US for an event. Woo Jin meets him and offers him water in his room. His father notices a box filled with Woo Jin's drawings, including a sketch of his mother. Angrily, he throws the entire box away, tearing the sketches and scattering everything. In the chaos, Woo Jin even gets hurt on the head. He pleads, how long will you keep doing this? His father, furious, replies, until you stop. I'll keep doing it, and storms off. Heartbroken, Woo Jin tries to process everything. At one point, he even attempts to end his life. But just then, he receives a message from Song Ha Rant's message, which distracts him and saves him from falling further. Song had written that the pen Woo Jin gave her helped her even today and calls him her savior. Woo Jin thinks to himself, "You are my savior." For the first time, he feels he has a reason to live. We then see Woo Jin in the lab, where Song has sent him a music box playing piano notes. He smiles, steps outside, and enjoys life a little, all thanks to her. In the present, Song is still sad and crying, but Woo Jin doesn't want her to be unhappy. He comes to her and says, "I want to treat you well." But now Song tries to refuse him, but Woo Jin insists, "For 3 months, I just want to be your friend. After that, I'll disappear from your life." Song ignores him and begins to walk away. Woo Jin follows her and she says, "You should live so you don't have regrets. That's your motto." "But my motto is to stay away from everyone and avoid getting close to anyone." Woo Jin replies softly, "I don't want to get too close. I just want to be your friend for 3 months." Even hearing this, Song keeps walking. Woo Jin stops her and says, "Then I will try my best. I will make you my friend." Song doesn't quite understand his words. Woo Jin then waves goodbye and leaves. In the next scene, we see Song at home, still thinking about the missing pen and feeling sad. Meanwhile, Woo Jin is seen at home, carefully planting a flower in a pot. The following day, Song's youngest sister Se Jin comes to her, and we see the family interacting. The youngest sister talks excitedly about her boyfriend and her plans to marry him, giving all the details. Everyone listens with great interest, especially Se Jin's grandmother, Miss Kim, who says she wants to meet the boy first before discussing further. Hearing this, Se Jin becomes very happy and heads off to school, while Young wonders what's happening at home and how the school children are already talking about weddings. In the next scene, Song sees Woo Jin approaching her and starts avoiding him. She recalls his earlier promise to be her friend for 3 months. She begins ignoring him everywhere she goes. In a meeting, Woo Jin isn't there, so Song tries to speak to her grandmother, asking if she can step away from the animation project because she has no knowledge of animation, but Miss Kim refuses. As Miss Kim leaves, Mr. Yoon also exits, observing the situation silently. Meanwhile, Woo Jin arrives at a cafe after being told he isn't in the office. He spends the day running errands, carrying items back and forth, losing track of time. At night, we see Mr. Yoon leaving the office. He notices a phone ringing on a table. It belongs to Yang, who had forgotten it while eating and couldn't pay her bill. Mr. Yoon pays on her behalf. Yang promises to return the money later and mentions that she's heading to a date. On her phone, she shows a photo of a man, and Mr. Yoon's expression suggests he is feeling jealous. They both leave together. In the next scene, Miss Kim observes these characters and recalls Song's earlier wish to leave the animation project. She realizes that the others are trying to manipulate her and notices that Song doesn't actually like Woo Jin. At home, Yang prepares to go on her date with the man in question. Miss Kim suddenly appears, concerned about her going out with a boy, but to avoid Kim finding out about Song, Young also takes Song along and drops her off outside, ensuring she doesn't get involved. Young told Song to stay outside because if her grandmother finds out they lied, it would cause trouble. Young heads off to her blind date, but Song goes to the cafe, avoiding Mr. Park's cafe, where Woo Jin might be. However, she sees Woo Jin arrive with some people, so she starts avoiding him. When her order is called, only the number appears, not her name, so she quickly grabs the paper and leaves. Woo Jin finds this situation a little strange and steps outside to look, but he doesn't see anyone. From this point onward, wherever she goes, she seems to encounter Woo Jin, who is always nearby. Song tries to leave, saying she's going, and runs across the road without noticing the red light. A speeding biker approaches, but Woo Jin saves her, injuring her hand in the process. Song insists on leaving and refuses to go to the hospital, but Woo Jin apologizes and insists she should at least get checked. Song explains that she never intends to come close to him, and when he tries to, it makes her very uncomfortable. She feels that because of him, she can't even go to her favorite cafe or stroll in her neighborhood freely, as he always seems to appear. She admits that she likes her normal daily life, dislikes people intruding, and doesn't want any changes in her life. Despite this, Woo Jin gently tells her that he'll just stand beside her and not interfere, suggesting that they could at least go to the hospital together. At the hospital, the doctor advises that Song must bandage his hand for 2 months until it heals completely. Outside, Woo Jin notices a menu from the cafe in his hands and recalls that a girl had walked past him. This was Song. He sits down, thinking deeply about everything. When they both leave the hospital, Woo-jin apologizes and tells her that soon he will be moving away. He will shift somewhere else, stay away from her at the office, and act as if nothing ever happened between them. After saying this, he even helps her into a taxi. Song returns home and sits on her bed when Song receives a call from Mr. Park asking if she's alright because she hasn't been to the cafe for a few days. She makes up a small excuse. Meanwhile, Woo-jin arrives at the cafe and Song hears his voice. Woo-jin checks if Mr. Park has taken his tablets, but Mr. Park hangs up the call. Song recalls Mr. Park's kind words and starts questioning herself, wondering if she has done something wrong. On the other hand, Woo-jin is taking care of a plant that's drying out. He learns from Mr. Park that the plant is stressed due to environmental changes and could die if not handled carefully. Woo-jin also cleans mirrors and thinks about how Song cannot even visit her favorite cafe because of him. As he tries to tell Mr. Park that he doesn't want to stay there, Mr. Park reminds him that, thanks to him, he is doing well and that he has become like a son to him. Woo-jin remains silent after hearing this. The next day, Se-jin's boyfriend is shown preparing to meet her after changing into his uniform. He talks to Se-jin on the phone, but the call is cut off as a car passes by. Se-jin worries about him but sees that he is safe and becomes emotional. She feels happy after seeing him and mentions that her grandmother wants her to take him home. Meanwhile, Song goes to the office, where Woo-jin is performing magic tricks for everyone. He folds a paper full of candies and makes the candies multiply, surprising and delighting everyone. Song watches everything quietly. Someone asks Woo-jin how he performed the trick, and Young insists that he explains so she can show her friends. Woo-jin jokingly says that he will share it in a group chat. Later, everyone is seen in a meeting, still behaving unusually due to project-related stress. Woo-jin says he plans to go out tomorrow to take photos. Miss Kim suggests that Song should go with him. Song tries to come up with an excuse, but Miss Kim insists that she must accompany Woo-jin. After Kim Bong leaves, Woo-jin admits he didn't expect this situation and offers to change the date if Song wants, but she tells him there's no need to do that. Song decides that she will go with Woo-jin the next day. Meanwhile, Young is seen sitting with some flowers and telling everyone that these flowers were given to her by the person she just met. Mr. Yoon is listening to all this. Then we see a foreigner speaking about business with Mr. Yoon, and next to him, a man gives the same flowers to his girlfriend. This reminds Mr. Yoon that Young had gone on a date with a man. Then, the scene shifts to Song, who encounters Woo-jin dressed like a king. They begin exploring the area and taking photos. Woo-jin takes out his booklet to organize his plan because he wants to make the most of their outing. Song stays close to him, observing. People keep approaching to take photos with Woo-jin in his king costume. Woo-jin decides to change his outfit, and Song continues drawing the scene. Later, someone calls Song's name. Song turns to see who called her. After that, when Woo-jin arrives, he doesn't notice her at first, and her phone is left behind, prompting him to search for her. Here, Song sits alone, feeling sad. Woo-jin comes and tells her that he doesn't want to interfere in her matters again, but this time, he will, because he wants to know why she came to that place. Song explains that she heard a voice that sounded like her mother calling her, but it turns out it was another lady calling her own daughter. Song had mistaken it for her mother's voice. The story then flashes back. Song remembers her parents being in the car with her grandmother in another car. A truck collides with her mother and father's car, and her parents die in the accident. Song explains that hearing a voice that sounded like her mother made her feel both happy and deeply sad. Woo-jin reassures her that it's normal to hear the voice of someone you miss. Then, Song apologizes to Woo-jin, admitting that she may have spoken too much and is often too harsh. She explains that she struggles to change herself. Whenever someone comes close to her, she fears losing them and, as a result, distances herself from others. She builds walls to protect herself from future pain. After this, she breaks down in tears, questioning what is happening and expressing that Woo-jin is very unusual and confusing to her. Then, she remembers that Woo-jin had told her that he will only stay for 3 months before disappearing. Song worries that everything is happening because he will leave. At that moment, the lights turn on, and Woo-jin remarks on how beautiful the view is. They realize they need to grab their bags, so they rush to leave. Here, at the office, we see these two in the elevator. where Yang tells Song that she is going with Mr. Cha, but Mr. Yin lies that Miss Kim is calling her. When Hyom arrives at the office, she finds that Miss Kim isn't there. Meanwhile, Woo Jin meets some children who ask him to show them a trick. After doing so, he tells them he will meet them later. Song observes this and accuses him of being copycat-like, getting too involved in others' affairs. Woo Jin stops her and explains that she has misunderstood him. He admits that he gets close to people, but when he said he wanted to be her friend, he meant something deeper. He wanted to show her a different path in life. He shares that he too was bullied, lonely at night, and even once tried to end his life, but someone saved him. His savior helped him laugh and live again. Now, he wants to be that person for Song, helping her find joy and life again. Later, Song notices Woo Jin taking photos with a dog. Then, she gives him his favorite milk and tells something that he cannot hear, so she comes close and asks if his offer is still valid, and he, initially confused, realizes the milk's expiry date is still valid. Song asks if she can become his friend for just 3 months, and he agrees. They then shake hands, agreeing to enjoy this spring together like a small picnic, promising to have fun. Suddenly, a taxi horn blares loudly, causing Woo Jin pain in his ear and triggering a memory. He again remembers the blast scene. In the next scene, he visits the doctor, explaining that more memories are slowly resurfacing. The doctor suggests there must be a trigger point causing these recollections. Woo Jin reflects that he first remembered everything 7 years ago when he saw her at the bridge, but the doctor warns him that staying too close to her could hurt him. Woo Jin insists he cannot leave, no matter how painful it may be. In the next scene, Woo Jin is watering plants. Just then, Song arrives, taking it from him, and Mr. Park appears, asking why she's there so early. He invites both of them inside for coffee. They notice the previously wilting plant is now healthy again. Here, Woo Jin reflects that because of her, he is alive today and would do anything, even die for her. Song asks why he is looking at her that way, and he replies simply that he's just looking at her. Next, Woo Jin goes to Ben's place and announces he plans to rent a car. He arrives at Song's house and invites her out, saying he will show her around. Miss Kim sees them leaving and wonders if they're being truthful. Then, the two arrive at a riverside. Woo Jin brings food and pastries for Song and gives her a letter listing places he wants to visit with her. He explains that whenever she's free, they will explore together. While returning with food, Woo Jin notices 2 couples nearby enjoying the view of fireworks, which reminds both him and Song of a special day in the past. Woo Jin then convinces Song to participate in a playful race across the bridge, promising that the loser will treat the winner to dinner. They enjoy the challenge together, laughing and reminiscing. In the end, Song wins the race, and the moment brings them closer, sharing joy and memories at the bridge where she recalls past events. The next morning, we see Song and Young. Just then, Se-jin arrives and announces that her boyfriend is coming over and urges everyone to arrive early. Young wonders if the girl she's talking about is truly serious about marriage. Meanwhile, at Se-jin's school, a beautiful girl confesses her feelings to Se-jin's boyfriend, but he politely rejects her, saying he likes someone else. Se-jin then appears, noticing the commotion, and the others leave, including her boyfriend and his friends. Meanwhile, Song is in the office, choosing pens and missing her original favorite pen. Her grandmother calls urgently, asking her to bring some items. Song rushes out, unable to find a taxi, just as Woo Jin appears and offers to drive her. She insists he hurry, and Woo Jin, though hesitant, drives carefully. A horn suddenly blares nearby, causing the car to swerve, narrowly missing a motorcyclist. Then, Woo Jin apologizes to the motorcyclist and reassures a frightened Song that everything is fine. Next, Woo Jin is seen alone in a coffee shop, reflecting on Song's words that if she doesn't allow anyone close, nothing can hurt her. He feels responsible for the recent accident. Shortly after, Song arrives, reminding him that she asked him to drop her off, so it wasn't his fault. Hearing this eases his guilt. She admits that becoming friends with him isn't so bad and that she's gradually changing. Her bad memories are slowly turning into good ones. She encourages transparency in their friendship, saying they shouldn't keep secrets from each other. Here, Se-jin's boyfriend is outside at night, where her boyfriend grows increasingly nervous upon seeing Miss Kim. It's revealed that he and Miss Kim have met already before, adding an extra layer of tension to the scene. Here, Miss Kim instructs Se-jin's boyfriend to pretend as if they are meeting for the first time. Later, at home, everyone is behaving awkwardly. Se-jin is seen calling her two sisters, who still haven't arrived. Then, she comes to them and asks her boyfriend why he is so sweaty. Se-jin's boyfriend reassures them that he will return after the sisters arrive. After that, he leaves, and Se-jin expresses frustration at her grandmother, wondering how he left so suddenly. Later, both sisters arrive, and Se-jin scolds them, telling them not to talk to her. Inside, Miss Kim is sitting quietly, lost in thought. When both sisters arrive, she notices how quickly things are happening around her. Young wonders what's going on. After that, Miss Kim heads to her room, and the scene shifts to her crossing a road, but she suddenly stops and stands still. Just then, Se-jin's boyfriend approaches, asking why she is standing there and where she's going. Miss Kim, meanwhile, seems confused and says she doesn't know where she's supposed to go. In the present, Song visits her sister, who appears sad. The next day, Yang is at the office speaking with her boyfriend, saying she's coming to meet him. Mr. Yoon arrives, telling her that Miss Kim is calling for her. Yang recalls that he was told this earlier, but Miss Kim wasn't in her office. After that, Mr. Yoon is seen checking her boyfriend's location. The scene shifts to Miss Kim, who is locking something in a box. Yang arrives, asking if Miss Kim called her, but Miss Kim denies it and Yang leaves. Miss Kim locks the key in the box. Meanwhile, in the office, everyone is surprised because Song has not covered the glass, meaning she's visible to everyone today. During a work-related meeting, the group plans to go somewhere. Meanwhile, Se-jin realizes she is being ignored and lied to, noticing her boyfriend sitting outside a cafe with another girl. Furious, she storms inside and yells at him, only to find her boyfriend sitting with her sister, with Yang also present, so the four of them are together. Meanwhile, her boyfriend Hong is seen deep in thought, and a flashback shows him receiving a call that prompts him to visit Se-jin's grandmother. Miss Kim explains that sometimes her mind goes completely blank. Hong suggests that she should see a doctor and inform their family, but she refuses and insists that no one should know. Sitting there, Hong reflects on the situation and feels a bit sad. The scene shifts to Miss Kim, who mentions she only has a little time left. Then, we see Mr. Yoon heading toward Yang's boyfriend to warn him to stay away. A backstory shows that he had tried to hit him with a car, but Mr. Yoon intervenes. The man mocks him and damages the car's side mirror, but Mr. Yoon takes his phone, drops it in water, and warns him, "Next time I won't break your phone, I'll break you." The next day, Woo-jin exits a cafe, and Song meets him, offering to drive. On the way, she asks if he's worried about her, and he confirms that he is. Light rain starts, gradually becoming heavier. Song brings up the events at the police station from that day, questioning how he knew details despite being an art student. Woo-jin stays silent. The heavy rain causes the car's wipers to stop working, leaving them almost blind. Woo-jin grabs the steering wheel, and at one point, his hand rests on Song's hand. Somehow, they manage to reach a safe spot. Woo-jin goes to call someone to fix the car, but the repair will take 4 to 5 hours. Meanwhile, Woo-jin is soaked, and Song gives him her muffler to keep him warm. An elderly lady arrives, and it is revealed that she is Woo-jin's grandmother. She meets Song, and later they arrive at her house, where Woo-jin's grandmother prepares tea for Song. Song learns that Woo-jin's grandmother is a potter. Then, the scene shifts to Yang, who has discovered something, leaving her in shock. They're all asking her, "What's wrong?" She reveals that she's been cheated on by the guy she was dating. That guy is getting married, and he's been chatting with girls on other social media accounts. I found out from someone else that he's sending invitation cards to everyone. It means it's his wedding. At this point, Yang becomes extremely angry and starts saying, "I'm going to teach him a lesson." She approaches him and confronts him. He starts saying, "Some guy came to me too. Maybe he's your boyfriend or something. He was threatening me to stay away from you, and I even broke the side mirror of his car." Yang says, "I don't know what you're talking about," and she kicks him in the nose and leaves. Then, she arrives at the house, where Mr. Yoon sees her and asks, "What's wrong with you?" She continues, "Why didn't you come in your car?" To which he says she's also busy repairing it. She initially listens to this. She then asks, "Is the side mirror of your car broken?" Mr. Yoon says yes, and she asks, "Did you go to meet my boyfriend?" Mr. Yoon starts acting strange and says, "I'm leaving. Madam is calling me." And at this point, he's holding the phone upside down and he walks away. Yang wonders if it's him she's thinking about. That can't be. Meaning, she's wondering if he loves her. On the other side, we see Woo-jin's grandmother watching them and smiling. In the next scene, We see Woo Jin return, and his grandmother asks him, "Do you like Miss Song?" He replies, "I can't do that." Miss Song then tells him to give her a towel, and then we see both of them at the car. The vehicle is finally fixed. Woo Jin's grandmother gives Song a muffler, showing her care for both of them. They get into the car, and Woo Jin checks the windshield wipers, confirming they work properly. Song then confronts Woo Jin, saying she heard everything he said earlier and asks why he can't like her, wondering what happened that made him say that. Woo Jin pauses for a moment, thinking, and then responds with hesitation, asking Song, "Can I really like you? Would it be right if I did?" At this moment, our episode ends here. Subscribe to watch next episodes on time.